Where is the sound? There had to be something, didn't there? Boom. I just realized I didn't have the mic turned on. Well, that sucks. Yes, because I set up a bunch of new recording channels. Let's see, 5, 4, 3, 40 seconds. 40 seconds buffer, and it's live. Only problem there is that you didn't hear the boom right away because, as you know, I didn't have the sound turned on. Well, it couldn't be perfect, right? It was almost too perfect. I would want it to be completely perfect. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right. I'm going to shut a door. One moment. I'll be right back. Get rid of those as well. Hello. Good to see you all. Andrea Moboy, great to see you. Michael Peckett, good to see you. I haven't read, but I saw you posted that thing about disabled access in Kumamoto, which I want to go and check out. Check out Michael Peckett's Twitter stream on that stuff. Tai Nakamura, beautiful day in Michigan, beautiful day in Tokyo today. I'm exhausted from it. But very sunny day. Got some sunburn. But yes, I've got the aircon on. It is summer. Summer has come to Tokyo, and it has come to Tokyo tonight. Yes. Oh yeah, which reminds me, there's some stuff I meant to add to this before we start. Oh, I can actually do that in the app. So let me go over here. And good to see you all. How is it going? Hope you're all well. Thank you for the like there, El Camado. There's always like 2 down thumbs before the show, and you know, if I really gave a shit, well, there's nothing I can do about it, so who cares? Great to see all of you guys. Isn't it wonderful that this drama triggered by the show with Loretta last night on 2.5 Oyajis has now apparently blown over? You know, you can see why I keep a pretty rigid policy on on public drama. Oh, I watch, I listen. People come and talk to me, and I tell them my confidential opinions. But damn, some messed up stuff has been happening. And frankly, you know, the first rule of drama is you don't talk about drama, and the second rule of drama is you don't talk about not talking about drama, which means I'm breaking the first rule at the moment. But you know, that is what it is. Lots of stuff. Actually, just on Twitter was doing a bunch of announcements tonight, which I just realized I haven't put in. Oh yeah, Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. To all of those of you who are not mothers, word to your mother that you love her. I called up Australia today, had a chat with my mum, and that was pretty good. Yeah, pretty low-key day here, but it was. It's all good. It's all good. So yes, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Happy recovery from Golden Week in Japan. We've had 3 vacations this week. Which I can remember right now as well. On Tuesday we had Constitution Day. I think Wednesday was Green Day, and Thursday was Children's Day. And I remember when I found out about Children's Day in Japan, and then I went home in New Zealand and I asked my mum on a day not unlike Mother's Day, why is it in Japan they have Mother's Day for mums, and they have Father's Day for fathers, and they have Children's Day for children, and how come in New Zealand and Australia we only have Father's Day and Mother's Day, and we don't have Children's Day as well? And I said, my mum told me, and my mum is the smartest person in the world, she said, that's because, son, every day is Children's Day. And I had no response. That was a good answer. It was a good answer, but even if every day is Children's Day, it's Children's every day plus May 5th is Children's Day in Japan. So lucky Japan. Phoenix 787, keep July 17 open, indeed, because that is the day I am running that's another thing I need to re-announce. That is the day I will be running a happy hour event at the YouTube space, which you can already go and sign up for. I should actually share the link for that again. Mr. Cordychap, you have a Children's Day. Where is that? Oh, there's International Children's Day. We don't get a public holiday for that though. But that is right, Zach. I hope that's what you mean, because all the cool people are going to be at my creator event at the YouTube space, which will be YouTube's allowing me to host it, and it's going to involve yes, it's going to involve video making. It's going to involve some YouTube discussion stuff. It is going to be so it's going to be 3 hours, and I have to recheck the times. But anyway, I hope that is it. What are you talking about, Phoenix? Are you talking about my thing, or are you talking about a different party? Because I have to warn you, if you're saying June 17, you're not going to have any cool people there. Well, YouTube Summer Beach Party. Just only invite people with less than 1,000 subscribers or people who can't speak Japanese and attend. But anyway, yeah, that's YouTube's rules, that they have to have less than 10,000. They don't want anyone too big and more than 1,000. But hey, Typo DNA, you leave July 8th. Well, you're going to be around because that is June. Oh, sorry, you know what? Zach, July. That's July 17. I think I mean all my wires crossed, actually. I'm talking June. That is odd. Wait a minute, let me just double check this. When is my event? Let's go and check this out now. Because we've got these topics, but let me go into my magazine of my content, because I know I would have put it in here. There's lots of cool stuff in here. That is me when I used to go to trance parties. Happy hour event. When is my event? This is the information page. And where is it? Moshkomi. I think this is it. I could be completely wrong about this. No, that's not it. Oh, that's an event report. Okay. So, where is it? These are all very good things, but dull. Yeah, I need to reshare that actually. But anyway, you know what? I should have been prepared with that. Dull. So actually, you know what? I'm going to quickly check that right now and share that with you guys. YouTube space Tokyo Creative Day Happy. Let's bring it up. Boom. Space events. And I need that. Jump to month, not May. I want to go to the next one. Where was it? It was from the newsletter. Anyway, sorry, it's definitely not July, so you're okay, Phoenix. Don't worry about that. Let me go into actually the topics from my Twitter, which I was just tweeting. Well, first of all, Fox Morris, if you are there, thank you very much for the awesome thumbnail. That is really cool for May the 4th this week, 4th day. Star Wars Day, that was awesome. I also put in none of those tweets that I just put up seem to be coming through here. In fact, these are all from yesterday, so that is strange. Ah dear. Okay, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go onto my Twitter and me and You know what? Maybe that was right. 1 hour. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was correct. I just had to go a bit further down. First thing, sorry, this has been a little bit distracting, but oh, Andrea Moboy, you've been watching Busan Kevin's vlogs. He makes good vlogs, so that's pretty good to hear. Yes, so indeed, let's go through SoundCloud. I was kind of Loretta Kimushi-chan told me it was a bit of a cliche to have a SoundCloud yesterday. Well, I'm a cliche type of a guy. I have a SoundCloud, Tokyo Digital Crew, my own personal one, and one for the Tokyo Digital Crew, which has 260 tracks on it. And all the music is available to use on videos, and it's getting kind of hardcore lately. We've been kind of upgrading our skills, the results of which are not out yet. We're doing a bunch of projects like in the background at the moment, which are going to start coming out. You're going to see kind of a jump with what we're doing, but even the stuff that's on there right now is super cool. In fact, I was listening to another really cool dance track by Ty, which I know isn't your style, Ty, but it was really good tonight. Actually, I put a bunch of comments on it, so that was cool. Also, have a new channel. I set up a new dedicated channel for, I actually did the first show last week, which I'm going to talk about a bit later on, of Tokyo Digital Jam, which was a show basically featuring the members of Tokyo Digital Crew and talking about the purpose of that channel, which I'll repeat again. The purpose of that show is to have creators who come on, as we always do on 2.5 Oyajis, but rather than talk about Japan or their origin stories or, you know, what kind of feet they have or, you know, boxes or briefs, we actually will have them talk about how they do the cool stuff that they do. And, hey KT, good to have you along. Yes, it's definitely good to have you live. See, this is the difference. I can actually say hello to you there. So yeah, it's going to be focusing on starting with the music stuff, because we all use different instruments, we have different skill levels, we have different knowledge of different apps, and we want to share that information among ourselves. And actually, Mata Gaijinka is already preparing a tutorial, and I was actually trying to record a Hikosaemon tutorial just before this show, actually, and I messed it up. But yeah, it's going to be a kind of a hub for sharing information like that. But also, I want to get in guests, photographers, videographers, editors, artists, you know, and people who talk about, I want them to come in and talk about their creative processes, actually, which I just find myself super, super interesting. So it's not Japan related, which is why I thought it'd be better to have it as a separate channel. And the channel itself is actually going to be managed by all the members of the Tokyo Digital Crew. So it's not just my channel. It's actually going to be, there's going to be content there posted there by all of us. And it's going to be sweet. They're already, in fact, last I looked, there were like 51 subscribers about an hour ago. I kind of like that as well, actually. I do like having kind of a channel of people who enjoy watching that stuff. So, hey, Mikey TVJP, you didn't miss that live. Oh, you mean the live from Wednesday? Well, you can see the whole recorded show on the new Tokyo Digital Crew recorded channel. I actually captured it. I put it over there. I shortened the length, and this is probably what I'll do. I might do the live show still on Hikosaemon for now, just to get the awareness going. But once the live show is done, I will probably put the opening of the show as a preview on this channel, and I will link to the Tokyo Digital Crew channel so that people who want to watch the whole video can go and watch it over there, along with all the other videos that we're going to be putting up of music, tutorials, and interviews and discussions with other creative people. And it's going to be awesome. It really is. And it's just stuff which I love to talk about, actually. And it's not Japan stuff. This is for Japan stuff. So yeah, go and do that. Ben Duncan, you should subscribe because you're one of the featured channels on that channel, and I think I actually made you one of the managers. So yes, thank you for subscribing, given that it's basically your channel, right? Sophie, you mean Red Claw? Sophie, I'm guessing that's what you mean, Phoenix. If she makes music, yeah, you know, well, it's open. The conditions there are pretty simple. So yeah, anyway, go and subscribe. That's what the channel is there for. And my Flipboard, which I've just got here, as well as, oh yeah, so for people who don't know, there is actually these shirts, you know, these Tokyo Tonight shirts have been up there for a while. I don't, all of them I have set so that they don't charge any commission, you know, so there's no margin. It's literally just paying the minimum cost possible. I don't make, or Victor doesn't make, Victor runs the whole site, but there's no money that gets made off this by myself or him. The whole aim of this is just to have cool shirts, and if you want them, you can go get them. They're like $10 each, or, you know, I think some of them are a bit more expensive. The actual Tokyo Tonight shirts, these ones, they're from Nicaragua. They're like $10 or whatever, but I actually got some better quality ones for Tokyo Digital Crew. But this stuff is on there, and I actually just went and updated. I put on some Tokyo Digital Crew stuff the other day, just because I want to have a Tokyo Digital Crew shirt for when I'm doing the show. Plus the mugs are really good. So I made some mugs, and I also really like the sort of baseball type shirt on the lower left there. So yeah, we've got some new Tokyo Digital Crew swag, as well as the existing male-female shirt Tokyo Tonight stuff, and it's all super cheap, and like I say, I don't make any money off it. It's just cool to have it. And you know, that is the logo made by oh god, I'm blanking out, you know, the name I just had on the tip of my tongue, which is why I was going to say it. Bass guy, oh shit, it'll come back to me. I'm tired, I'm sunburned, but anyway, that's all good stuff there. So I put the link there. The link for that, by the way, is down in the information below the video, but yeah, it's kind of cool to put some stuff on there, and yeah, fill your boots anyway. It's nice to see that stuff getting used. And then we have regular tweets. So let's get back into the show stuff, which is not Asphalt. I don't do gaming, although I could do a game. That'd be a different channel again, and I don't have the time. Although yes, if I could live stream from, well, you can actually record the screen now, which is pretty cool from the new version of iOS. But anyway, let us get into the topics for tonight, because it's been 15 minutes already. And Brad Wombo, thank you for that like. And Patrick Plants, you missed nothing. You pretty much missed me having technical problems and shutting a door. And yes, just it's starting now anyway. So here it is, Tokyo Tonight. These are the topics. Okay, I'm going to rant a little bit. This isn't butter per se. This is Tropicana Mexican Lime. This is my favorite drink to come out in Japan in a long time. Check that out. It's usually like either mukaju. If you look down the bottom of the bottle, you can always see if it says mu, like no kaju, those two characters. Kaju means like juice, real juice. And most drinks are like 0% mukaju. They'll just have nothing, the character for nothing, or they'll have like 1%, and I don't know why they have 1%. It's like maybe some fruit juice will get in by accident and they make it 1%. A lot of drinks that claim to be like you know, fizzy or whatever, the fruit juice, are generally about 10%. Travis Moore, it was that Travis Moore, he made the logo. I'm terrible. 13% of Mexican limes, and these taste just like the Manao limes that you get in Thailand. This is what I make at home in Thailand. It tastes exactly like that. This is like the best, most delicious drink I have had in Japan in years, and I've been drinking this stuff like crazy, but they stopped selling it today, or at least at my local convenience store where I was getting my stash. And this is the thing with Japan, you know, it's like the Japanese don't seem to go for the things that I like. They don't like sour drinks, they don't like peppermint flavored or mint flavored stuff, and so when it comes out, it's usually in summertime, and it's usually on limited production runs. And Japan is awesome for gentehin, limited edition stuff. And the limited edition stuff for me is often like awesome, and it's way better than the rows and rows of different types of, you know, cold tea and water, which is all very good for you, and I do drink. But the gentehin stuff like this is like, whoa, this is like the best thing ever, and it's gone because it's gentehin. And that's the thing of, why is it always the gentehin that's like the best stuff? So I'm a little bit sad about that, although there is also mint cranky. Which, you know what, I didn't put in the subject. I think I mentioned last week, but peppermint cranky is back. And I'll show you that, because if you again, you can't really get peppermint ice cream. Part of the reason is that Japanese like matcha, you know, like green tea flavored stuff. So if you have like green ice cream, everyone will assume it's tea. So they have to be very clear when they're making something that's mint. You know, they write very clearly on this that this is mint. This is super delicious as well. This is mint ice cream. It's really hard to get mint ice cream in Japan, but Lotte is doing a limited run of cranky ice cream, peppermint ice cream. So also get these, because it's only going to be around for a couple of months. And that is the stuff, that is the shit, I tell you. So, yes, well, Tropicana, seriously, like, I didn't go to the beach. I played rugby today. In fact, I coached kids rugby today. I got the shit kicked out of me by a bunch of 12-year-olds. It was pretty good. My son is in one of the more junior teams, but I coach one of the teams with the older kids, and they're pretty good, actually. So yeah, I got some sun. Plus, you know, I have this Yorkshire skin, so I honestly, I burn after like 5 minutes exposure to, you know, autumn sunlight. So Cordy Chip, well, wait a minute, maybe you don't know. I'm scared popping in out of the comments. This is where I could actually really use a I could really use someone to help me keep up with questions and comments. Actually, in fact, does someone want to volunteer to be my Jiminy Cricket tonight? I don't know. Is there anyone there who's willing to gather up questions directed at me or comments directed at me that when I want to come back, and that can relay them to me, say for example via Facebook message or something like that? Do I get any volunteers? Although now I remember that's a 40-second lag, but just maybe while I wait for the lag, I'm going to log into Facebook. So, Mata Gaijin, Gabriel, could you do me the honor? If I can randomly ask you to do that, because yeah, I must admit, sometimes when you get distracted by the comments, it's there's no coming back to it. But at the same time, I do want to catch it. So. Hey, Emily Louise Maitland, thank you for subscribing to the new channel. Hope you're into it. I mean, you are a creator, and that it's intended to be aimed at creators. Hey, Ellen JP, that's cool. Well, anyway, look. First person to message me from now on Facebook, do so, and just cut and paste like stuff which I should be picking up. And well, there we go. You know what? I've just realised all of these are going to flash up on Facebook. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. First in, first serve. Charlie Brown. Do you mind doing that? Although if you do that, let me just also turn off notifications for Facebook Messenger so they don't interfere with the live show. So just give me a second with that. But yeah, Charlie Brown AU, it's you. If you're cool with that. Just cut and paste so I can see who the comment is from and respond. But if you don't mind doing that, that'd be a big help. Oh, Ellen Dick, you too. If you're happy to do it. Okay, Ellen, both do it. That way I'm guaranteed not to miss it. I'll open up my chat window with both of you just so I can get that. So where is Facebook Messenger? Messenger, here it is. Okay, so let's just turn off notifications and go back. So Charlie Brown AU, Alan Dick, thank you very much for volunteering. I now have both your message windows open, and yeah, if you could help me by just directing me to when comments come up, that would be like a enormous help. And I'm just going to open this on a full screen over here so that I don't miss it. That is cool. Thank you guys. Okay, back into it. So, I haven't even got past the first topic. I think I hardly got anything to talk about tonight, but there it goes already. Tesla's Model 3. I don't own a car. I haven't owned a car since I came to Japan, 17 years. I got my driver's license at 15. I used to drive to high school. In New Zealand, you can drive at 15. Or at least you used to be able to. I guess they might have changed the rules because it was pretty stupid to allow 15-year-olds to drive. Because 15-year-olds are basically stupid, and I was stupid. I was into watching rallying, and I tried to drift my 1975 Triumph a couple of times, and I succeeded once, and I took at a bus stop. And then I got told off by an old lady while I was sitting kind of in shock in the destroyed bus stop. It was fun, but yes, that's why you shouldn't let 15-year-olds drive. That said, I haven't had a car since I got to Japan. This Tesla 3, wow, they're going to sell it with ludicrous mode, which is going to make it accelerate like faster than some Ferraris, and they're going to sell it for $35,000. And plus, I'm guessing these things are going to become like self-driving and stuff. So, yeah, that is awesome. And I want to get one. Seriously, I mean, I'm in a house that's like no cars, and parking stuff is expensive, but I would seriously, for $35,000, brand new, I would consider getting one of these. Hey, more for you from the Japan dude. That's you've expanded your name. I like that. So what else we got? This is also really interesting to me, the differences. Did I mention this last week? Is this new? I just realized that maybe I've covered this last week. But in any case, the differences between the 5 levels of driving autonomy. This is kind of interesting. This is with the Volvo guys when they're ripping on the on Tesla for their puny, level 3 cars. So level 3 is that you still need a driver and you need to perform, safety critical functions, whereas 4, the cars are designed to drive without requiring a driver. And level 4 is talking about redesigning cars, having cars that you can literally sleep in, while they drive around, or watch movies and stuff like that, or use as a karaoke booth or a love hotel or whatever you're going to do, which people are going to do with these things. And frankly, they've always have done. It's just been super dangerous to do, and it's just not going to be as dangerous anymore. And that is why Volvo, watch out for Volvo, although Tesla is just awesome. They did that rocket launch again where they landed it on that barge, and they're like already planning to send something to Mars already, and yeah, they're kicking ass. And level 5, is like super level, but that's pretty cool anyway. What else have we had this week? We have had Leicester and Shinji Okazaki, of course. Congratulations to Leicester. I mentioned this on my Facebook, but again, I'm not sure if I mentioned it here. My son, at the very start of the season, my wife is a fanatical Premier League fan, and she's followed. And thank you for relaying the comments there. Charlie Brunner, nice job. My wife is a fanatical Liverpool fan, which she's followed for a long time, and I don't ask questions about how that happened. And so at the start of the season, my son always likes to troll my wife a little bit by when she says, "You're going to support Liverpool this season, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to support Man U," which is what aggravates her the most. Yes, this season they're going through the list of teams. My son wanted to know, what are all the teams playing this season? 20 teams. And they're going through the list. He said, "I'm not supporting Liverpool." And this is pre-season. My wife went through, and when she got to Leicester, he said, "Leicester, that one, I'm supporting them." And this was pre-season. He said, "I'm supporting Leicester." And Mrs. told him, "You better not. They've just come up from Division 1. They're going to be going back down. They're going to lose every game. You might want to pick a different team to support." My son was adamant. No. They're going to win. I'm going to support Leicester. I think he might be psychic or something. Seriously. I mean, I've been working on his horse racing bet picking skills now. Because I'm convinced he picked out Leicester before the whole season started, and every week from the first few weeks after the week on Monday morning over breakfast, "Hey Mum, how did Leicester do this weekend?" And every weekend, "Oh well, they're still on the top of the table. They had a lucky first couple of games. They're going to drop away though." "How do they go this weekend, Mum?" "Yeah, they're still on top. They're doing very well, but we'll see how long it lasts." And it just went all the way through the whole season. And the fact is that they had Shinji Okazaki, the first Japanese, and they've had a lot of Japanese guys who have been in Premier League. A few Japanese guys who have been in Premier League teams, and they've always just been stuck on the bench. Shinji's been a regular main starter and a significant contributor to the team, and all the way through the season, and they've just performed this miracle that they're going to be making like movies about, and it is like the craziest sporting upset in a long time. So my son kind of schooled my missus on the soccer, and it was very impressive, and congratulations to Leicester. And there are some guys I know from Leicester. Patrick Sheriff is one of them on Facebook, who's he's from there, and he's kind of out of space over the whole thing at the moment. Let's go back to, so thank you. Charlie Brunner has captured some comments which I'm now going to address over here. So Mata Gaijin, so Andrea Moboy, does Hiko watch Double Chin vlogs? I don't know what Double Chin vlogs are, so actually if you could message me with what they are, I'll watch them, but I don't know what they are. I'm terrible at keeping up with vlogs at the moment. This is actually something I messaged on Facebook the other day, or I put out, because I know certain YouTube staff follow me, so I kind of know when I'm not shouting out the window exactly when I say something about features on YouTube. And I kind of said the subscriptions feature because I don't have a lot of time to watch videos, but I want to try to watch as efficiently as possible, and I wish that they would update the features, the subscription features, which haven't changed since 2006, to make it a little bit more intelligent, so that I could like group or I could intelligently pick out the videos I most want to just watch and have them all just autoplay, so I can just have them on and walk around. But yes, so Double Chin vlogs, I don't know. Andrea Moboy, please message me, send me the link, and don't do it in the comments here because these will disappear. So, but I'd appreciate if you could send me that. Shubas, Tesla Model 3 is 35k in the US, more likely 70k when it hits Japan. Well, that's the minimum price. But you think they're actually going to sell the same car, 35k car, for 70k in Japan? I'm remembering, Shubas, you're in Panama as well. I mean, it might become more expensive, and I'm guessing the one I'd want to get the ludicrous mode and all of those sort of cool options as well. So it might be 70k, but still, you know, it's an impressive thing that he's doing with that. Herb Toka, you're wondering where I got the shirt that I was wearing on 2.5 Oyajis, the Kumamoto shirt. I messaged that back. I actually got that in Kumamoto. It's in the wash at the moment. But I got that on a trip to Kumamoto. But the thing about Kumamoto and the Kumamon brand is that Kumamon, that character brand, Kumamoto, allows pretty free use. So you can actually online, if you look for a Kumamon shirt, they are put out. That's put out by the Kumamoto government. I'm sure you can find it. But yes, I actually got mine on a trip to Minami Aso, to the town that was actually the worst hit in that quake. I spent a week's vacation with the lad just over a year ago, and it was awesome. It was lovely. So yeah, it was kind of freaky that they had such a big disaster in the exact place. And another place I've spent probably my 3 best vacations in Japan. One was in Nakanko, where nothing happened. That's a lake in Hokkaido. The second was a surfing trip about 5 kilometers from the Daiichi nuclear power plant, which got hit by a massive tsunami on top of the nuclear accident and is now part of the red zone. I was camping in there and best surfing of my entire life there. And I was in the exact place where the Shindo 7, where the worst earthquake, you know, that's happened in a long time in Kyushu. So that was pretty, yeah, pretty freaky. But I got that shirt while I was on that vacation. Phoenix 787, who did my kid pick for the derby? Well, which derby do you mean? There are lots of derbies. Liverpool, Man U. I don't know, but I don't know which derby you mean there. Emily Madeline, did I buy him a jersey top for less? You know what? I should have got him one. He's got the same shoes. He's got the same Mizuno blue and black shoes that Shinji Okazaki wears, and he makes a big deal about that, which he wears to rugby now. And yes, indeed, Frederick Koenig, the Liverpool is playing the Europa League. I mean, they don't really care about the Europa League until they make it to the final. So now they actually have some motivation for that. But yes, indeed. Apparently Double Chin are 2 dudes and they're funny, so I will look that up. And Herb Toka says you're looking for an official place to buy one to support Kumamoto Prefecture. Yeah, you Google around. I got that actually in Kumamoto a while ago, but Kentucky Derby, is that what? What they sell lots of Kentucky Fried Chicken? I don't know, seriously. But yes, anyway, we'll get them into horse racing and probably races with like proper horses, like the Melbourne Cup. Dude, you can't just say the Derby and expect everyone in the world to understand that. This is an excellent article. It's kind of a cliched title. I mean, at least he didn't say, should we be turning weird and wacky, you know, uniquely Japanese. They held it in a little bit, but sure, should we be turning Japanese? This article by Michael Oslin, who is writing from the perspective of someone visiting Japan, so again, not it is actually really, really, really insightful, and actually goes on to some of my pet peeves and things about how he mentions the Japanese triumphalism the during the bubble period, and how Japanese are like, we lost the war but we won the economic battle, and there were movies, and books written about that during that time period. And then when it all sort of, Japan kind of came off the rails and everyone said, you see, the West was right all along and Japan was wrong, and there's all this kind of back and forth, and it's positing a view that perhaps there are lessons from the way that Japan's navigating these issues, that people have either said Japan's like the example to be followed, or this is all because Japan's doing it wrong, that these things are happening, but they're happening to other countries. And the commentary in this particular article is really, really good, so go read it. There's a bunch of places I was like reading this going, wow, this is actually exactly what I think, which means that it must be completely correct and extremely insightful. So yes, go and check that out. Thank you, Charlie Brado. You, by the way, you're doing a really good job with that. These are all sort of comments that I would always miss, and there you go. Now I'm getting them. So again, this is talking about Okazaki Shinji winning with Leicester. This is a Tokyo Digital Jam manifesto, so that went up the other day. And the purpose of that first show, I should also just add to that, that is on the new Tokyo Digital Crew channel, which there is a link to. Oh no, there's a good point. Have I put a link to the new channel in the description for this video? Well, anyway, go and subscribe to it. In fact, I want to tempt fate by changing my login here. But you can go and find it. Just go to the video. I've left the video from when I recorded it on this channel on Wednesday. You can go there and there are links all over that video to the new channel, and you can go and subscribe to the new channel and check out the full video there. But the Derby 500 Mar-a-Lagos, very good, very good. I applaud you from here. But anyway, yeah, the point of the manifesto, as I stated, we were going through each member of the group and talking about what instruments and tools we use for music making, what music we're into, what brings us into the group, what our perspective on music making sort of is, and how we want to collab and so on. But yeah, you know, going forward, we want to get guests on for this particular show, and on the channel we want to put up just tutorials and share music stuff. So Gaijin Down Under, you can do a tutorial for audio engineering on PreSonus Audio Studio One Prime if I want. That'd be awesome, dude. I don't know, if we're connected on Facebook, message me on Facebook. But that sort of thing sounds pretty awesome. I don't know if any of the members actually of the group use that software, but again, that's the sort of content I want to like. Well, let me put it this way. If you post that video, and if it's okay with you, I could repost the tutorial on the Tokyo Digital Crew channel and make it available for people, you know, as a gathering place. Or certainly, if I'll add it to a playlist anyway. So Gaijin Down Under, totally, that'd be really cool. And this is what I love about YouTube. All of these people have all of these like super creative talents, and a lot of people are very musical. So that's what's cool about that. The truth about Japanese host clubs, I love that thumbnail, and the hostess clubs, and yeah, again, this is kind of, you know, Japan 101-ish stuff, but it's an interesting subject, and it does come up. I guess people kind of presume that they must be, you're paying money to, you know, hang out with women who are, you know, dressed up and sometimes not all that classily, and you know, it looks dodgy, right? And you assume it must be a cover for prostitution, or there must be something sexual involved. And those, truth is, the full spectrum exists, but everything, once it starts becoming a sex service, and sex service places do exist, they don't use the term hostess anymore. You know, a hostess bar is not a cover for something not hostess. Hostess bars are hostess bars. If you want something more than that, they're not that subtle. You just go to, you know, well, if you look like me, unfortunately you don't just go, or fortunately or unfortunately you don't just go. But you know, in terms of what those places are, there's a whole range. You know, and again, I don't need to go into all the details, but you've got the health, the pink salons, the, you know, the there are different types of bars where you can have extra contact or whatever. But you know, hostess bars are literally a girl pouring you drinks and talking to you. And if you pay a lot of money and you go to a really good one in Roppongi, the girls there are better looking than the idols in the idol groups, or the talent or on TV. These are women who are actually choose that profession because they actually get better paid by it. It's like a step above people who would go for the entertainment industry, and they are educated, they're good at talking, and they keep your glass full, and they charge a lot of money. I've been taken out a couple of times to places like these, and they are what they are. And I know a lot of guys who have married, have met their wives who are hostesses, and you talk with the women, and you know, half the time, yeah, it's kind of a safe place that they can meet men. It's a quasi romantic setting. The whole idea is that you make small talk, but it's also true that, you know, if you meet if you get along really well, they'll sometimes you'll go dating them or whatever, or you know, sometimes they'll deliberately set up dates and you will actually go on dates, but you know, they'll be having dates more as kind of a sugar daddy type of arrangement. But I know people who've gotten married from this sort of thing, and women who've just gone and said it's a good way to meet people who you know, who have money, and you can get to know people, and it's safe. It's a safe environment. They're sort of protected. And yeah, so you know, again, but that said, that's the good ones. The crappy ones that I used to go to in again with my surfer friends in Kashiwa. Sometimes you go in and they're all these kind of gyaru, these kind of like the girls you see in Shibuya. They're just kind of They're not very good at talking. They're not very well done up. The drinks are really watered down. But there again, places like these out in Kashmir, they're like 4,000 yen an hour, which I thought was a complete waste of money, actually. It's something, at least as a dude, it's worth becoming familiar with, because most Westerners immediately think, is that a sex thing? They make that wrong assumption. There's actually nothing. The funny thing is, I don't think you could do this in America or Australia or New Zealand, because there would be a sexual assault like that, because people would get the wrong idea. But in Japan, it's actually, and it's just one of the nice things that Japan is in its own way. It's just such a nice, safe, predictable society, and this is why they don't allow foreigners a lot of the time, is they worry about someone who doesn't understand what it's actually all about going in and messing stuff up. But I think it's just an interesting thing. That said, you do go in and if you are a dick, well, if you're a dick, truth is you can get away with being a dick in a place like that. They will laugh at your terrible jokes and pour your drinks or whatever. If you cross the line, however, there are bouncers inside the club, and I've been with a drunk guy from my company who was like trying to put his hands on a girl, and he got, well, not in a scary way, but security came out. The women there, and the women will get up and walk away, so they're protected. It's actually, in a lot of ways, it's safer than going to a bar, for example. But that's it. I mean, I don't know that if I had the money for that I'd spend it on, going and have women to laugh at my terrible jokes. But there again, I need someone to laugh at my jokes, so maybe it's something I should consider in the future. Maybe it might come to that one day. But whatever it is, if you get invited out to a hostess club, you're not getting invited out to get a blowjob, which I know a lot of Westerners sometimes think, or they misunderstand. And a lot of those places which have all these hostess bar signs, that's just what they are. It's an experience. It's worth having, and you can actually, like I say, I know guys who have actually had wonderful things come from those. But it's not a strip club. They're not. They're just really well dressed. It's basically like a club where you go to. It's kind of like a pickup bar, where the people are paid to act like you've already succeeded at picking them up. But whether you actually succeed at picking them up kind of depends on you. But for most people, some people, they can't be bothered with the actual effort. They just like going somewhere and feeling like they've got a wonderful girl to come in and talk with them and have drinks, and that's enough. People are just happy with that. It's kind of, I don't know if that exists anywhere else in the world actually, but it's not all sex. If you want that, you can go. Well, it exists elsewhere. That's the whole point. Well, poor girls. It depends on how the. Well, you laugh at me. Thank you. It's the loss of the hostesses, I guess. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are not. Good news for this week. Kumamon, anyway, from my shirt, he is now back, or he or she, it's a gender neutral bear. Kumamon is back doing public activities. There was a kind of a quiet period after the quake where, I guess they couldn't really, but now the whole idea is to go out and to try to cheer up kids who have been through a hell of a lot in the last few weeks. I was really, really happy to see. Kumamon is the most popular character in Japan at the moment, or at least a local character, and it was really, really good to see all of this stuff happen. I can see you talk about stuff that maybe I don't want to get into. Let's go back into the comments quickly while we look at this calming picture of Kumamon, because I see mention of a 4-letter word there that I don't want to go into, but let's have a look. Emily Louise Maitland, you heard that YouTube is going to make a feature similar to Periscope. That is what indeed they've announced, but a YouTube version. What do I think about it? Yes, they are going to allow live streaming from mobile devices, which has been available on Ustream for since 2008. It's been around on Facebook. It's been around Periscope as a Twitter thing. So it's kind of crazy for YouTube not to have it. So my opinion on that, Emily Louise Maitland, is that means I'll be able to do this show. If I had to be out drinking, I've had meetups or whatever. I could do Tokyo Tonight from easily from an airport on my iPhone, or from a restaurant on my iPhone, not have to tell everybody, sorry, it's 10:15, I've got to run home. So I think it's awesome, and I think it's actually going to mean that you're going to get a lot more interesting shows. Of course, there's going to be danger with it, as there always is with live streaming. But the fact is, anything you could do on a mobile phone, they could do in their basement with a connected live camera like this now. There's always going to be some risk. Maybe that risk is slightly greater with a mobile phone, but it's not going to be that much greater. So, yes. What else have we got here? We have from Charlie Brown AU. Do a tutorial, video tutorial for audio engineering on PreSonus 1. Oh, Gaijin Down Under. This is 2 of these people. Okay, so I caught that one, and thank you for that offer. Oh, Gaijin Down Under, that's you, Charlie Brown AU. I just guessed, I just figured that out. Yes, I'm sorry we couldn't meet up either. I'm sorry, I had a really narrow window that day, and you weren't feeling well, as I recall, but very glad to hear that you made it down there. So yes, I caught that. Oh, and the Shoot Tokyo, they thought that was my shirt. Well, yeah, Dave Powell's got a great blog there, and that's a good shirt to have. Ben Duncan, one of your roommates is a hostess. Well, a lot of people are hostesses actually, and if you're a woman and you don't want to become like an office lady, and you want to save a lot of money, and you don't want to get into the sex industry, but you want to save money and you want to meet guys in a safe environment, it's actually a really popular option for a lot of people. In fact, I remember all my surfer friends who are kind of male versions of hostesses in a way anyway, and they were kind of saying, if they would they would do that if they had the if they were in the position a lot of their women friends are. So yeah, it's pretty common actually. I mean, again, people aren't necessarily open about it, but definitely people will say. So James O'Hara says that that Nira Canada Gene 3 says that she was a hostess. Well, that's entirely possible. And yeah, well, there you go. Freestyle Fox, America has guidelines with drinking on the job, you believe? Really? I mean, even in a job, like in a hostessing job, I mean, there are jobs where you can drink. Really? You can't drink on a job in America? I didn't actually know that. I mean, there are jobs in Australia or New Zealand, you would go and drink. You'd have liquid lunches on Friday. You'd go and actually, like, drink 4 beers during lunch and then go back to being a driving instructor. No, you wouldn't be a driving instructor. But I know people who shouldn't be drinking at lunchtime who are drinking a lot at lunchtime. So that's kind of crazy in America that they have rules about that. And yes, Ben Duncan, you're right. I would talk about butter for 2 hours. I would do that. Theodore Sharp, your girlfriend would kill you if you went there. Well, that's an interesting one. Well, it'd be a bit weird for a Westerner to go to one for a start. Yeah, and you've got no need if you've got a girlfriend anyway, right? I mean, assuming that she's good enough at conversation. But that said, 100% of Japanese guys have been at hostess bars, and usually they're nothing. I mean, it wouldn't be necessary to disclose perhaps, but I think if it was a legit hostess place, there's really nothing in it. Especially if you went there by yourself, that would be totally weird. But if you got taken out, and it would be explainable. It wouldn't be a breakup thing. I don't think it'd be pretty weird if that was a breakup thing. But yeah, going by yourself would be weird. You don't go to a hostess bar by yourself. I mean, maybe some guys do, but. So yes, Theodore Sharp, don't worry about getting killed, but at the same time, you wouldn't have to fear it per se. You should probably clear it with it. That would be smart. Yes, Charlie Brown AU, or actually, so what is it, Gaijin from Down Under? You can stream from your 4K Sony Action Cam to Ustream. Well, that's right. Anyone can stream to Ustream, but we're talking about YouTube. It's a different subject. But yes, that's right. You can do that. Andrew Moboye, I can do a Q&A video. Will I do a Q&A video on what? I'm sorry, I'm behind. I'm catching up comments now. I'll do a Q&A video anytime. In fact, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. You can ask me questions right now and I'm answering. I've got nothing better to do. I mean, you've got me for another 10 minutes anyway. Salidi, don't they have host bars as well? They do have host bars, although there are fewer of them. They tend to be concentrated in certain areas, and they can be pretty good from what I hear. But there again, it depends on what you're after. It's just a bunch of guys who kind of look like idols or whatever, but they're kind of girly, kind of weedy kind of guys. They pour your drinks, they light your cigarettes, they laugh at your jokes. Yes, they exist, and if you want to pay a lot of money for that, you can go and get it, no problem. And it's not sexual. There's nothing expressly dodgy about it. So yes, indeed, Salidi, that does exist, and it's totally fine. Mr. Cordy Chip, they call them council workers, indeed. Mario Lagos, if you're caught having a drink during a workday lunch, you'll most likely be fired in America. Well, I know American can be weird and really puritanical about that stuff. Japan, you'd probably get the same, actually. Winton White, they have both Japanese and European hostess bars, Russian ones too. The funny one about the Russian hostess bars is that they usually explicitly don't let in foreigners. I remember my friends are going out to Hostess. In fact, one of them wanted to take me to a Russian one, and the bouncers actually said no foreigners allowed. But I guess it makes the Japanese male clients feel bad if they see gaijins having fun. They want to feel like these are women who are into Japanese guys. But indeed, that's right. I've seen those. I've never actually been to a gaijin Hostess club. Generally, they're more expensive. I guess it's a place that people can show off their English ability and feel moteru, which that's the whole point. Is you go there to feel moteru. You go there to feel like you can pull, you can get girls, or you can get guys, or whatever. That's all good. And by the way, there are totally nichome. There are of course gay and lesbian hostess bars as well. And again, you go there and just have a good chat with someone who you pay money to, so they can't run away. Although they do run away if you're a dick. So that's all good. Hemming for Grey 62. I used to work alongside EDS staff, and they would not only drink, even being in the pub while at lunchtime was out. So you're talking about the UK though, and I know a lot of towns, like I was in Cornwall, and around there, I mean a lot of towns, the only place you can actually go to is the pub. And the food can be pretty terrible there as well. So I get that. And New Zealand is probably closer to UK culture, although UK is the opposite extreme from America as well. Rainmaker 89, Kevin, Japan. There are loads of hostess bars in Dotonbori in Osaka. Used to see the guys out trying to bring in customers when you're in the area at night. There's a lot of actual city regulations that have come in to stop women and guys from hostess bars trying to scout or trying to pull in customers from the street. It makes people uncomfortable trying to get pulled into one of these places. Phoenix 787, gotta go. Okay, so enjoy that. Thank you, Charlie Brano. You're doing a very good job with helping me keep up with the comments there. But see you later, Phoenix. But yes, you can't do that as much anymore, and it's specifically regulated. But I used to actually live at the end of a street in Kashiwa, Asahidori, which is like the cheap hostess bar street, and all the girls used to be out on the main nights, on the Friday nights and Saturday nights, trying to get customers in, and I would have to walk through kind of a gauntlet of all of these hostess bars. But they eventually figured out that I was commuting. I was walking to my home at the end of the street, so it was almost like, welcome home, hi. It felt like coming home and having all of these kind of sluttily dressed hostesses every day walking down this road. It was actually kind of nice. I mean, I just arrived in Japan at that time, and that was kind of fun. Anyway, my boy, I should do a live hangout Busan Kevin. I've done it before. My Agonos is fairly quiet at the moment with the sumo channel. Yeah, actually you can look up. We've done a 2.5 Oyajis with Kev. I'm pretty similar with Kevin. Actually, so yeah, any time. I don't know about a regular show. In a way, I feel like I'm kind of too similar to him. With Victor, there's a bit of the contrast thing. Victor's a bit, he takes different angles on things to me. I get the feeling I'd probably agree too much with Kevin if I did a show with him. But he's a very good guy, and you should all totally be following him and following his stuff. He's super cool. Mackie TV JP, don't foreigners need a special visa to work as hosts and hostesses? Yes, you need an entertainer's visa, which is a visa that is used for bringing in a lot of people who go on to work in other industries. But again, when they do raids of places that are doing more than hostessing and hosting, they pick them up for visa violations because they're supposed to be. And this is I think a lot of Filipinos in Japan are here on these bars. They work in snack bars and stuff, and these sort of hostess bars. On these entertainer visas, that's what it's for. So yeah, it exists. Yeah. Theodore Sharp, you worked for one of the English language cafe once. Okay. I was really trying to fight off all of my fangirls. Well, yeah, it was the walk home, and I was in that type of a neighborhood. Let's go back to the topics. We've got Navigate. I think this is kind of cool for smartwatches. The idea of having a really small interface on a smartwatch never made sense, but the idea that you can actually use your arm as a pad for an interface, that's cool. I like this idea, and this is something which might make the idea of at least a wrist-mounted device. It might not even have to look like a watch at that point. It could just be a bracelet. But this is kind of cool what they're talking about. This patents being registered for being able to use your whole arm as an interface. Thank you again, Fox Morris, for the awesome thumbnail there. That is cool. I love that. There's a YouTuber who's gone on and made a video telling young YouTubers, apparently YouTube is now the fourth most popular thing that kids who are junior high school kids want to become. What is it? Mainichi News published the results of a poll taken by 4th grade boys at an Osaka grade school. They revealed that YouTuber was the third most popular profession after doctor and soccer player. The reason being that YouTubers make lots of money and don't need to study. And apparently someone's come on and said, no kids, stay in school. And they're probably right about that. Or get a real job. I mean, the number of new people who can live off YouTube in Japan is so limited. I don't know the exact numbers right now, but I'm guessing there are probably less than 30. And I know some people. Of those people, I know how many would I know? Yeah, probably met about maybe 10 or so people who are probably living on YouTube or close to living on YouTube. And it isn't easy. Damn it! Those people are working harder. They're doing a different job to a 9-to-5 salaryman job, but they don't. It's not easy, and it's not what it looks like, as this person points out. It's not just goofing off and having fun all the time and videoing it. It's actually quite a lot of work, and with no vacations and unstable pay. So yes, mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be YouTubers, as Waylon Jennings would have said. I thought that was kind of funny though, that this is very, very good, talking about learning Japanese, the curve of confidence shooting up, just the experience timeline on the bottom, and confidence, and how you first have confidence and then you lose all that confidence and then you build it up again slowly. This is a very good graph, and I didn't know that it was called the Dunning-Kruger Club, or the Dunning-Kruger graph, but there it is. And I think that's very accurate for learning Japanese. The show with Kimishi-chan last night, Kimishi-chan is awesome. That was a really, really fun show, and she is really cool. Go watch it. There have been some people have had some problems, and I had some problems myself. When I tried playing it back, I could only see 15 minutes. I went and tweaked the video. I took off like a minute off the beginning, so it should be the full hour now left and properly displaying now. But it was a really good show. It was and Loretta Kimishi-chan, who's been on YouTube in Japan forever, was a really good guest. So yeah, go and check that out. It was a really good show last night. Come back to the comments quickly. Charlie Brown, you're doing a great job with the comments. Thank you very much for this, sir. Sorry, I keep calling you Charlie Brown AU, but it's actually Gaijin Down Under. And again, thank you for that. Everett should be, all the comments I'm reading are being relayed to me by him, so you should all thank Gaijin Down Under for doing this. So what do we got? Hiko's an awkward kind of a guy. Yes, only a once-off. Yeah, maybe it's a once-off. Well, again, I do check in with Kev every now and then, so maybe that's a good idea. Tokyo Model Detective Hiko. Well, that's maybe some people already know me as that, although probably not. Who knows? Freestyle Fox. How hard is it to get an entertainer visa, and how long do they last, and what are the stipulations? Google. Use Google. I don't know. I know that it's always worked that there. When you have to be. It's a type of work visa, so you need to get a sponsorship by an employer, and the employer has to apply for the visa for you. I think they're usually 1 year for the first year. Then when you extend, you can get extended to 3 years with most work visas, but I don't know if that's the case with this or not. But they have to, the employer will have to demonstrate that they are a legitimate entertainment company and that you will be doing legitimate entertainment stuff and not anything else. There are a lot of people who are in the routine of getting these visas, but the policing of these visas to prevent abuse of them has really tightened up. So I don't know what the latest is, Freestyle Fox, but there again, I'm sure there is information in English. It is kind of famous that it's a visa used often. I think it's what Gainojin would use, for example, but at the same time, I think it's known, for example, Filipinos in particular were known for using this visa a lot. And I've read articles about the routine that was going on with this sort of thing. So again, Google is your friend on this, but yeah, I think you just need to be legitimately employed doing work within the parameters of what the visa allows, which is generally things like singing. It would encompass something like working in a snack bar, being a TV entertainer, being all those sorts of things, a singer, and so on. And I think it is that they say that they're singers, but they'll actually sit in little snack bars, little bars basically, with a karaoke machine and 5 seats, and they'll just be there to talk with the guests and get them going on the karaoke machine. And yeah, that's a pretty common thing. The only one Naranagi knows is Hajime. I don't know what that's about. Mr. Cordy Chip, yes, you're talking about how difficult it was to get subs and views on YouTube and Three Old Dudes show. Come think that Three Old Dudes has talked about some heavy stuff, while 2.5 has gone the way of feet. Well, we kind of talk. We do both. We do both. We try to keep it light and get into some depth. And I think we did that well last night, actually. There was some profound stuff, actually. I mean, you know, there was Loretta was a good guest, but it depends on the guest. And remember, we've had some. We do okay with our thing, but yes, I'm not a fan of continuing the feet thing, by the way. Andrea Mobway, to those YouTubers who subscribed and said it's hard going and still do some casual work. Well, that's it. You should generally have a day job or something for some security. But there again, I mean, if you really want to do it and this channel's going well enough, do it. But, you know, it's a long, hard road to get there. Freestyle Fox, you're a professional fire performer. Holy shit, you're like Freestyle Fox. You are my hero. That's really cool. Do you have that like on your channel? No, I want to click on your channel and see you doing like fire performing. I've only seen a couple of live shows of that once. Well, that would be. Let me have a look here. I mean, that would be an entertainer visa, definitely. Oh, and there it is. Squashed nuts. DCOM. You've worked out. Huh. Okay, well, you get a subscription for that. That's cool. Okay. I used to go, you saw the picture earlier, I used to go to a lot of, you know, trance and rave parties and stuff, and the fire dancers at those things are always like the coolest people. So, awesome. Donald Trump, this whole time I've had Donald Trump. Donald Trump is, you know, just saying whatever shit pops into his head, and he said again he's going to increase all the taxes on Japanese cars. Nearly all Japanese cars sold in America at the moment are made in America because of all of the same rhetoric that happened back in the 80s. And all of those Japanese car manufacturing plants, Honda, Toyota, they're all based in America. They're all based in Michigan, Ohio, and they employ all American people. So, you know, Trump, again, it's like he's trapped in a 1980s movie talking about how he's going to shut down trade with Japan. I don't need to tell you guys this, obviously, but the comments, you know, the Nietzsche reactions, it just said, yeah, this guy is kind of retarded, isn't he? I mean, the next guy's saying, so this is what we're trying to tell you. We make these things in America. So, you know, we've told you this how many times. And, you know, you're actually just going to get a bunch of Americans fired if you go attacking Japanese cars because we go to all this trouble. And, you know, basically people just sort of whining back at but it's Trump. What do you expect? I mean, I get it. I get the desire to shake up the system and take a baseball bat to the establishment, and he's a good guy to do that in a way, but really 25 ways that Japanese politeness gets on the nerves of Japanese people. Let's quickly go through this. Just planning any sort of party takes a lot of effort, so I kind of get that. What have we got here? Predictive text, I don't know. Serving food that you don't want but you have to eat it, yeah, I guess so. Handmade presents, yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Again, that's why people like dating foreigners, I guess. Housework done by husband who sucks at doing housework. You know what, this isn't actually so good. You can go read it, the link is in the Flipboard. But other than that, that's all the topics for tonight. I don't have a song set up for tonight, but shall I? Well, I said at 45, the Zodiac Killer. I love. There's a picture when he announces dropping out of the race, and someone managed to put out that Cruz is dropping out of the presidential race and was able to circle the letters Zodiac in sequence in the CNN title. Oh yeah, and Cruz. This is the thing. Cruz actually wasn't a better choice than Trump, which is saying a lot. I mean, seriously, what the hell has happened to the Republican Party? Most of my American friends who support the Republicans are pretty smart people, but I mean, I know that they got hijacked by the monster truck and pro wrestling crowd, and you know, I like monster truck racing and pro wrestling and stuff as well. But seriously, what the hell? So anyway, shall I do some music stuff? It'd be let's just kick it freestyle. That's how I roll. Let's do an outro. I've been making. Oh shit! I got a new clamp thing, which you can kind of see there. It's actually rather than a tripod. Oh, got a bit of leg in there. You don't want to see that. But yeah, I just got this today for like $9, and it looks like a really good idea. It's like a flexible arm thing. So anyway, oh, you know what? Let's just turn that off. turn this on and booyah. Get the headphones in. So I was actually attempting to make a cork tutorial earlier today, but I kind of messed up with the sound, so I might reshoot it even after this. But let's, style of music. Someone give me a style of music. I didn't talk about the the North Korean thing. Anna Fifield, legendary Kiwi, is over there in North Korea, but there's nothing really substantial coming out of it. The renting middle-aged men, yeah, you guys can rent me, I mean, I'm cheap. Yes, go ahead with that stuff. Mariligos, you come here, yeah, you can rent me anytime. I'm very affordable. That's not a good way to sell myself, is it? Okay, let's rock some beats, shall we? Okay, well, EDM. So let's do 130, and boom. Let's do that, and you know what? In fact, let's do 127, just because I have a very specific reason for that. You know what, that won't work. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. So let's try to make it somewhat original. Let's do disco beat. I have to also turn on the mic at the front. And flip that in. We are activated. Oh. Okay, let's put a techno beat on that. What's this one? Needs more bass. Electro. Workable. Do some bass next. Which also reminds me, we've got to pick a style. Let's do this Ryukyu style. Oh, that's kind of cool, but we need to make it longer. Let's just do it there. That's not very good. That still kind of sucks. Well, anyway, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed it. Otherwise, deadcore. So anyway, that's just playing around. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you, Charlie Brown, AU Gaijin from Down Under. You did a great job with the comments there. And that is me. I'm done. Do please go and subscribe to the Tokyo Digital Crew channel if you're interested in finding out about like creative stuff and how to actually like make videos and music and all this sort of stuff. That's going to be dedicated to that purpose, not for talking about Japan stuff, and stuff like this will show up more over there, and this will be more Japan focused. That's it. Thank you for joining me. Check out 2.5 Oyajis next week, and peace. Boom. See you guys all later. Have a good week. That's not so good. Anyway, have a good night and see you later. Peace.